Stay up to date with our latest Solutionaries videos. Hit subscribe and leave us a comment below. For the people that are watching right now, what can they do today to start creating the society that you envision?
Talk to your neighbors, ask them if they need anything. Because that's where it starts, is in the community. So I started Tampa Bay Activist Network after George Floyd was murdered in June of 2020. And I wanted to make a way for people to get involved with their local government.
And so you started T-Ban after George Floyd and seeing that other people were outraged. What was your feeling after that happened?
Oh my God, I was like, obviously devastated. I'm tired of this happening over and over again. It's really hard to think about. It's very traumatizing to even talk about it. I'm getting like choked up, and it's hurtful. It's hurtful to see that happen, and I'm hurt for the families that have to go through that and see it over and over again on national television. But you know, we're doing what we can. It's just seeing something happen that doesn't have to happen at the hands of the state. You seeing the power trips of police officers.
Don't touch the police. Don't touch me.
The fact that there's nothing that we can do about it, and in their mind, they're just like, comply now and complain later. It's like people are still complying, but they're dying, you know? So you feel powerless, and being in a state of powerless can be very traumatic. Like there's nothing you can do. It almost feels like there's nothing you can do to fix the situation. So that's kind of what makes it traumatic for me.
You mentioned officers being on a power trip. Do you think that's what happens in most of these cases?
Yeah, a combination of the fear that comes from racial profiling, when you have this image in your head of, how Black men are, the racist stereotypes.
I'm a specimen right here, buddy.
Can cause fear in these police officers, on top of the fact that they're in a position of power where they can get away with they can literally get away with murder.
I've been threatened. Watch the show. My life is in danger. My life is in danger.
So, and they feel like they have to, always control the situation. And if they feel like they're out of control, then they will do some stupid things to get back in control. So yeah, I think it's definitely a mix of power trip and the racial profiling.
Do you believe in defunding the police?
I believe in defunding the police as a avenue to slowly phase the police system out.
That would be your ideal vision, to eventually...
Absolutely. When something's not working over and over again for decades and decades, you got to change it. And this system isn't working. People are dying. Why would we continue with a system that's literally murdering people on the streets? So we have to figure out a different way to go about, crime, fixing crime, because police don't even fix crime. So there's obviously better solutions out there that we need to start exploring.
Do you have an ideal vision in your mind? What would the world look like without police departments?
Before we even get to that point, we have to provide people with the necessary resources to live. You know, all this crime is happening because people don't have the resources that they need in order to live a flourishing life. And so once we get that down packed and we start building community and mutual aid networks, and we're there for each other and we provide what the other lacks, I think that's what an ideal world would be. We won't need the police at a certain point, but we have to start going down that avenue and phasing it out.
For the people that are watching right now, what can they do today to start creating the society that you envision?
Talk to your neighbors, ask them if they need anything. Because that's where it starts, is in the community. And also, not only talk to your neighbors, talk to the people that represent you in your local government. A combination of both of those things is very powerful. Because if your local leaders know that you're watching them, they're more likely to represent you. If you tell them what you need, they'll have that in their mind and hopefully make the right choice that reflects what you and your community needs.
We'd like to hear what you think about the topic. Leave us a comment below. And be sure to subscribe to our Solutionaries channel. We're just getting started.